Hello all, I'm Sai and you're watching The Book Dragon. Now, in India especially, we have a lot of homophobia and we don't get representations of people of different sexual orientations in most of the media and fields that we follow. So, it is difficult to get such recommendations. So, I've decided to recommend you seven books that have LGBTQ characters as the protagonists, and they are all good books and you will end up liking most of these. So without any further ado, let's get into the video. The first book that I'm recommending today is Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. Now this book also has a movie adaptation called Love, Simon. The movie is so good also. I'd like you to start with this book if you're trying to read LGBTQ stories, because this is one of the simplest and best books to start with, even when it comes to contemporary as a whole. Because in this one, we have a 16-year-old guy named Simon, and he is gay, but he's not come out of the closet. That is, he has not said it to his family as well as his friends in any way. So he has been so for a brief amount of time, and he is afraid that people will judge him for being gay if he comes out. And the story is so sweet. If you are a homophobic person, I'd highly recommend you to try this one, because it will make that feel of discomfort and fear go out of your mind, and you will start seeing people as how normal they are. The best thing about this book is that she shows how normal each and every person is, despite the differences all of us have. The differences are not at all a matter, because each and every person is different, and she has put that in such a smooth and sweet way that it is not strong, it is so sweet, and it is like drinking a cup of tea and understanding the world. Okay, then if you want such a good experience, then you have to read this one for sure. The next book that I'm recommending is Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. Now in this we have six main characters, and all these six characters are diverse in every sense. They have some physical abnormalities. They are not like normal perfect people. They are from different races, they have different colors of skin, they speak different dialects, they speak different languages, their ways of lives are different, their ideas about life is different. Some of them can do magic, the others cannot. Some of them are hiding their magic, some of them have embraced and are following it. Everyone is open about their sexuality, and there is also a queer relationship that is shown between two of these characters in a very good way. It is not at all abnormal. It is built in such a slow and steady and normal, beautiful way, if you ask me. Towards the end of the second book, that is Crooked Kingdom, you'll be able to see how beautifully it blossoms, and I'd highly recommend you to try this, because rather than treating it as an LGBTQ book, you'll be able to see it as a book in which different people with a lot of mistakes, flaws, and also certain really great things are equal in every sense. The next book that I'm recommending is The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Now this story is about a Hollywood starlet named Evelyn Hugo. She is like a Marlon Monroe kind of figure in the Hollywood industry shown in this book. It is historical fiction, it is adult, and the LGBTQ thing about this book is that the main character, who's Evelyn Hugo, she's not gay, she's not lesbian, she is bisexual, and the character just says it as such on page in the book. That is not that much prevalent in many stories, and in this book that is present. The story of Evelyn Hugo, it is great. I said The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo is the title, but she is not straight. That's the point. And how her story, despite her difference in orientation, she pulls out certain things that are so great. She makes a mark in the Hollywood industry. Her story is one which many people will love to read. I'm sure that while reading Six of Crows as well as this one, they'll not feel like reading books to you. They'll be running as a movie in your head the whole time. The next book that I'm recommending is Released by Patrick Ness. Now in this book we have a guy, and in his family he's not treated that well. He has an elder brother, and he's straight while this boy is gay. He's not treated well due to that single reason. His brother escapes with anything that he does, while this guy does not, and he also faces many sexual abuse kind of situations happening to him just because he's gay and he has come out, and he's not able to put it out because he is doubtful whether people will support him or not, but people do support him. That's the best thing about the book. Apart from this storyline, we also have this girl who was murdered by a person, and that's this supernatural entity which comes and helps the girl to come out as a ghost. the girl's spirit and the supernatural element, they combine together and they try to kill the murderer, that is the killer of the girl. That's the supernatural element as well as this LGBTQ element that have been put together, and the troubles that people from a certain category in the community face. They have been well explained by Patrick Ness in this book. If you are a person who likes reading paranormal as well as socially important stories, then you have to read Released by Patrick Ness. The next book that I'm recommending is Symptoms of Being Human by Jeff Garvin. Now, this is one of the best books that I've read this year. This book is about a gender fluid person. That is, the person is neither male nor female. That is, they have this tendency of how their hormones might influence the way that they are thinking. That is, they might think like a man at sometimes and behave like a man at sometimes, and as a woman at other times. There is this beautiful representation of the author where he says that these type of people, they are not gay people, they are not transsexual people, they are not straight people, but they are just gender fluid people. They are women as well as they are man at the same time. It might sound complex because it is very, very complex actually, and it is represented as such by the author. It is neatly conveyed. That's the best thing about this book. He doesn't hype anything out and makes you feel so bad for people like that. He just makes you empathize of how difficult it might be to handle situations like that. And I'm sure that if you read this book and if you encounter such a person dealing with some problems, then you can definitely help them after reading this one. The next book that I'm recommending today is They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera. Now, in this book, we have two boys, of which one is gay and the other is bi. The thing about the world in which this story actually takes place is that there is this organization who call each and every person who's going to die on the day of their death and tell them that they are going to die. They don't tell them the reason because they themselves don't know. They are just going to tell that you're going to die today. Within the next 24 hours after receiving the call, you will die for sure. There's nothing that you can do in order to stop your death. You cannot stay at home and be alive. There's going to be something that's going to happen in order to kill you. There's also a lot of marketing that is done around people in the last day of their lives, because everyone will be how to say they'll be okay to spend everything that they have on the last day of their life, right? And that all those aspects have been very well executed and shown by Adam Silvera. And Adam Silvera especially writes LGBTQ books, and this one was so good. All his books are sad and LGBTQ. That is the point. He shows the plight of the original society in his books in such a realistic way. The last book that I'm recommending today is a mythological retelling. It is a Greek mythological retelling, and the book that I'm speaking about is The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. In this book, we have the relationship between Patroclus and Hercules that is shown in a beautiful way. The problems that they face, and being royalty, they cannot deal with certain things that are going on in their lives. They just have to accept them and move on. It is not at all a happy ending. It is going to be a sad ending. Keep that in mind if you're going to read this book. It is so painful. Each and every chapter in this book is very painful, and it is such an experience, such a good experience reading this book for sure. That's all for today, and if you did get some good recommendations in this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also share it to your friends. If you want to get more content from me, do subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching and have a great rest of your day.